Hi, I'm gonna share my interview experience for CAP IIMs, which was held on 15th of February this year, and I'll share every instances and questions that was asked to me. So watch the interview till the end and do like and subscribe the channel to know more IIMs and IIT's experience of interview. So I was having forenoon slot and the reporting time was 9:15 a.m. I joined the meeting, it was in Zoom, and around 10 a.m. the panelists addressed everyone and gave the sequence of the interviews. Also they asked if anyone have any problem with the sequence or if someone wants to prepone or postpone the interview, because for many the interview was clashing with some other colleges interview, but everyone was fine in my group with the sequence. After that, the interview started and mine was last, so I had to wait a lot. And we were instructed to stay in the call only with the video on. So I waited for a long time and achanak se something happened in the screen and they were there. I honestly was unprepared for that moment because I thought that I'll get a message before the panelists appear, but there was nothing like that. And guess what? I was eating Lays for that particular moment of time. But somehow I managed the situation and greeted them. So basically, there were two panelists. One was a guy who looked as if he was in his mid 40s, and a woman who was the same. Since I was having the last interview, they looked a bit dull and their voice was also a bit dull. And as soon as they greeted me, tada, I got my first question. Why do you want to do an MBA? So it was a well prepared answer which I said. And since I mentioned about my work experience there, the follow up question was, tell me about your work experience. And again, a question of my comfort zone. So I said that. And since I have my work experience in cloud, the next question was, explain what is cloud computing to a layman. And I could answer this question very nicely. And then they went deeper into the topic. They asked me about the server. They asked me some more question about cloud, types of cloud memory. And since I have a good work experience in this field, I was able to answer most of the question. After that, he took a pause and then another question striked. Which specialization would you choose? So I said him marketing because I had prepared for marketing only and I have interest in that field. And he asked me a question, what is moment marketing? This was a question that I didn't knew, but somehow I managed to answer. I just said that, so I don't know the exact meaning and exact definition, but taking a guess from the name, I explained him and gave a scenario of Zomato, what Zomato does. Like you must have noticed, guys, there's something trendy and Zomato make some meme and it get flashed in the app. So I gave that example. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, but yeah, I did that. And the other question was, what are the types of marketing? This was something I could tell because I had some idea of it. As soon as the discussion of marketing ended, he asked me then, what did you do in your gap year? This was something I liked because they didn't ask me why did I take a gap year. They don't have any problem with my gap year, but this is what I was told by my mentors, that there's no problem in taking gap year, but you should justify. And they were more interested in what I did in that gap year. So it was a well prepared answer. I already had prepared for this. I said that, and he looked kind of satisfied. And then he said, okay, Rahul, I'm done. And I said him thank you. And the very next moment, the other panelist comes in the screen. And the first question she asked me was, what are the outcomes of the G20 summit? I was prepared for this question. I told her everything about G20 summit, the African Union edition, the Indian Europe corridor, and many more things I knew. I told her. And the other question she asked me was, what is United Nation? This answer was not prepared, but I had an idea, so I told her about that. And then the other question was, tell any organization working on sustainable development. And this question was asked to me because I have mentioned in many places about sustainable development in my CV and in my answers. So I told her about UNFCCC, COP, and many more things I could explain her. And then she asked me, uh, any two chief ministers of Delhi. I answered this. I knew this question, and then she took a pause and she asked me what is inflation and how it is calculated. I could explain her what is inflation, but I didn't have any idea that how it is calculated. So I said her sorry. She said that it's okay, fine. And the last question that was asked to me was, what is the inflation rate in India? This was something that I knew, so I told her, and then the both of them said, Rahul, we are done. Thank you. And I was like, thank you, sir. The interview went around 12 to 16 minutes, and the panelists were kind of chill. And I felt like more than knowing about me, about my strength, about my weakness, and many things about me, they were more focused and more interested to judge my knowledge about my opinion and my understanding of current affairs and many other things. So this is all about my CAP interview, and many more experience I'll share in in this channel from IIM Lucknow, Rohtak, Amritsar, and different IITs. So please do subscribe and stay connected.